the season ender last November, Danny Lasowski couldn't prevent Steve Kinzer from nailing down his 18th World of Outlaws championship. But he certainly made a statement before the off-season break, winning every qualifying heat, dash, and feature race he entered on the dirt track at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Tonight, the Dude and the King meet again to roll the dice in Vegas, along with three other previous Las Vegas winners, Swindell, Schatz, and Schaefer. The World of Outlaws is next on the Outdoor Channel's Wednesday Night Horsepower.
No one driver has dominated this track over the years. Steve Kinzer gets the great shot. And we're off and running under green. Top 5 cars make the transfer into the main event. White flag lap.
So far this season, we've had 2 main events and 2 different winners. In the last round, Jason Myers won after a back-and-forth battle with the king himself, Steve Kinzer. Jason, you were at the right place at the right time and took advantage of the opportunity. It was not only a significant win as your 6th career main event victory, but also very significant for this young team.
Well, definitely. I've been blessed with the opportunity to start a new team this year with Guy Stockbridge, and we're partners in something that I think is really special and is really going to be great. And to start the year out like that, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. That's what we needed to get going, and it's going to help us, you know, push us through the rest of the year.
Now, of course, some people are going to say, hey, racing luck, you know?
Well, I tell you, anyone who says that doesn't know how hard it is to win one of these. And, you know, for that one that I won that way right there, I think I probably lost 3 or 4 that way. I know I was putting the wall in Skagit leading here a couple years ago by a lap car. So, you know, that's racing, and you take the good with the bad, and that just happened to be our night.
Jason Myers, one of the reasons this sport has a bright future. Our buddy, Brad Doty, well, he's down pit road here with a young man who, at this time last year, was winning not only the preliminary feature, but also the main event, Tim Schaefer.
Thanks, Art. Well, Tim, coming into this weekend, having won both these shows last year, your confidence level has to really be high every time you roll into Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
I tell you, it really helps. We had a great weekend there last year, and to sweep both of them was really an accomplishment here.
What about, though, you got a new car, new team, all new crew members, and that kind of thing. How much does that come into play with what you're going to do with the race car?
It comes in play big time. I tell you, we got new guys and new truck, trailer, car, different ride. I mean, it's a whole new game, and you know, for us to learn, I'm trying to learn more balance of the car and everything to get it better, and it's going to take some time.
What about the racetrack itself? Is it consistent? You run here twice a year. Is it pretty much the same when you come in and out spring and fall race?
Say the last 2-3 years, you know, they got Randy out here doing a track, and he's doing an excellent job, and it is some similar, but still it's different. But I tell you, he's really making it racy. You're getting the top and bottom groove, and you're going to see some good racing.
Well, good luck this weekend, Tim. Back to you, Art.
Before we get to tonight's qualifying and the main event, we're going to take a look back at last night's preliminary feature. It's all coming up next when we return.
Fans here at the dirt track at Las Vegas Motor Speedway were treated to some truly exciting moments. Let's take a look back at the preliminary feature, 25 laps full of action. Sammy Swindell on the pole. He sees the green. They accelerate. Our feature race is underway. Swindell, Paulus, number 28 in the white car, moving into 2nd place. Tim Schaefer in 3rd. Delansky in 4th. Shane Stewart in 5th at this point.
You can see Delansky slide out there just a little bit. Had to wait, get up back over that cushion. There's Paulus sideways, but he's and he lost a little ground to Sammy there.
Sammy Swindell, 83. You can't see the junior in the car. There's Delansky, number 7, and Stewart, number 4, with Steve Kinzer, number 11, in the green car. Now Delansky underneath, and Stewart took the top side.
That's what happens on a high-speed momentum racetrack like this. The guy around the top generally has the speed and momentum, can drive right by the guy on the bottom, because the guy on the bottom is usually spinning his tires, getting up off the corner.
Delansky and Stewart battling it out, and here comes Schatz in the picture. Donnie Schatz in the yellow number 15, and Kinzer's behind him. Schatz making a statement.
And you can see the same, oh, we got a car spun on the front straightaway.
It's Jason Myers, the winner of the last round. The yellow flag is out. We got word now from the pit area that Jason Myers actually did clip a tire. You were right, he did hit something. It was one of those white tires. Restart underway. 2 laps down.
Okay, these drivers in the sprint car can't see the front tires from the cockpit. Those big infield tires, those implement tires sticking out there, a lot of times they'll misjudge and clip those. And tear the left front tire off and maybe even bend the front axle.
Sammy Swindell looking to make his best mark of the season. Still has the lead with Brian Paulus in a white car behind him. There you see a pretty good interval between first and second place.
Sammy out there by himself. That's where he wants to be. Doesn't have to slide the car around, keeping the tires cool, that kind of thing. As Delancey goes to the inside, puts the slider on. That'll heat your tires up.
Stewart to the inside. Delancey accelerating down the front stretch into turn 1. It looks like they're not having as much trouble controlling turn 1 as they are in 3 and 4.
Yeah, just a little blacker, a little drier down there in 3 and 4. A little slicker as you see it going there, four-wheel drift. As Delancey really powered it in there.
Just cut in front of Steve Kinzer. And Stewart becomes the sandwich as Kinzer now tucks in behind him, tries to go low, but there's Schatz, number 15 on the low side.
Great move by Delancey. It looked like he actually went in a little too hard, slid way up, and actually used it to his advantage, turned the car and got a good run down off the bottom.
Schatz really putting the throttle down as he stays in front of Steve Kinzer, number 11. Now he goes low, Kinzer up high. Kinzer looking for more traction up high, but he didn't get the slingshot effect he wanted.
Boy, it can be frustrating as a driver, Art. You miss that groove by just a little bit or get the car a little bit too sideways, and you got to wait to pick the throttle up. And man, sometimes it takes a lot of patience.
Wheel to wheel, Kinzer now in front of Schatz as Schatz takes the high road.
Well, saw Kinzer on the outside. I'm sure he heard shots on the inside of him, so he goes to the bottom, trying to take his groove away. Schatz counteracts, goes to the top, has momentum.
This looks dangerous. Look out, the lapper right there as Schatz had to go into the sandwich, go by, and Kinzer made the smart move. What a move by Kinzer in traffic. Oh, and Donnie Schatz goes flying through the air. He destroyed that car.
Just getting ready to say, you can see when he lifted the throttle, the car took a push. That's the least of his worries when you see what happened here at the other corner.
8 laps down in our restart. Sammy Swindell once again takes off with the green flag and the lead. Paulus once again in second place. Paulus, I'm impressed with his patience as far as maturity is concerned. Not trying anything stupid.
Yeah, all he can do is just roll around up there and hope. You know, remember the top 4 of these guys go to tomorrow night's A main, so Brian kind of playing it cool right now.
I'll tell you who looks hungry right now, and that's Delancey. Number 7 in the VMAC machine. Kinzer coming underneath him, number 11. But Delancey is very aggressive in this race.
Yeah, right there he moves down, actually shut the door on Steve Kinzer going into 3. That's what he needed to do, or Steve was going to slide up in front of him.
Steve Kinzer getting past Stewart, number 4. Kinzer going the low route. Boy, that was close.
Kinzer did just exactly what Delancey did to him the lap before. He moved down on Shane Stewart. You have to do that to keep a guy from putting a slide job on you.
Sammy Swindell is just hoping everything holds together because he has dominated the lead in this preliminary feature.
That's when you get nervous as a race driver when you're out there by yourself a lot of the race. It looked like Steve Kinzer actually clipped that infield berm. Again, when they can't see those tires, front tires from the driver's seat, they're flirting with his disaster, and I think he clipped that infield tire.
This is the competition of the race. Kinzer and Delancey as they both come up on Schaefer. Schaefer, number 83. Kinzer to the bottom side, but look at Delancey. He's getting the most power out of that straight. Oh, and he goes just barely missing Kinzer as he cuts inside.
The same thing again. He went to the bottom, but he slid up there, and Schaefer actually able to pass him back. Because that's a long way from the bottom to the top, and you can see when that car's in a four-wheel drift how much speed they lose.
Tim Schaefer, number 83. He's off to a good year. 5th in points is Delancey. And Schaefer just playing tag, going back and forth.
Boy, Delancey using every bit of that cushion. I mean, he's almost going over top of it, almost getting into the wall. Again, Kinzer trying to run.
Oh, Sammy Swindell. Something let go there, Brad. What do you think?
A big oil leak. I don't know what that's from. It's hard to tell, but that's a huge oil leak. That's a lot of oil coming out. Oh, look at the left rear tire, how shiny it is. That's oil all over that left rear. As long as the car's smoking, he's okay. When it quits smoking, that's when you're in trouble. It's out of oil.
Sammy Swindell. Are we going to smell a burnt piston here? Or?
Well, generally the bearings will go out. When the oil goes out of it, it burns the bottom end of the engine. So let's see if he can hold on. I don't know, he's got a few laps to go. We'll have to wait and see if he can hold on to it.
Meanwhile, the battle for second and third, and the yellow flag comes out. Sammy Swindell gets bumped from behind.
It's the leader. That engine didn't last.
16 laps down, and a new leader. Brian Paulus, number 28, as Sammy Swindell's engine just let go. 9 laps remaining in the preliminary feature from Las Vegas. Good clean start out front.
Brian did what he had to do. He got a good start, got a good jump, and rolled around the top, keeping the tires cool.
This is going to be interesting. The younger Brian Paulus with the veterans in back of him, Delansky and Kinzer. Can he hold them off for 9 laps? Now make it 8 laps.
Well, I'm sure Brian's feeling some pressure. He's not in this situation a lot with one World of Outlaws win. So, I mean, it's all new territory for him, and all he has to do again is just hope that he stays out of lap traffic, run that car as straight as he can, and be easy on the throttle and not get those tires too hot.
Paulus is used to coming from behind. He came from 18th to 8th in Phoenix to share the hard charger honors in that first race of the year. Number 28's just trying to not make mistakes right now. Kinzer and Delansky continue to skate at each other.
And that's what Brian Paulus needs. Of course, he doesn't know what's going on back there, but he needs for Delansky and Steve Kinzer to get to racing each other really hard. That would be to his advantage.
Paulus from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, number 28. Had a midway spin out for 16th place in Paris, California. He'd like to set himself up for tomorrow night's main event with a checkered flag here.
There was a shot of coming down the front straightaway with the back of the car actually to his left. That means he was spinning the car, actually getting out from under him a little bit. Gonna have to be a little careful there. Nice and straight right there, just nipping at that cushion just a little bit, but Delansky is closing in on him.
Boy, that track looks slick here tonight. Lots of blue.
Not any rubber down. That's when it gets kind of follow the leader when they actually, they have to go under a lap car. They both go through the middle. And the reason, I mean, you can see how much track position he lost there, but he also, Delansky did the same thing.
Aaron Crocker, and look at this, Kinzer back underneath of Delansky, and Delansky tries to get him, and they touch wheels. Oh my goodness, Delansky had to back off there.
That's a similar situation when Steve Kinzer, the leader, got into the lap car and had gotten taken out of the race in Paris. You can't see when a guy's out there. You move up the racetrack.
Oh! A yellow flag comes out. Shane Stewart has spun into the wall. Our restart with only 2 laps to go. Now, is this to Paulus's advantage or disadvantage?
I'd say disadvantage. He had his momentum out there, had his rhythm going, and this might have messed him up a little bit.
Oh, Steve Kinzer goes to the inside, and Steve Kinzer is our new leader. He's leading for the first time. Paulus trying to come back on the inside. They almost touched wheel to wheel there.
Well, I'm not sure Brian didn't clip that infield tire again, too. That's how close they run. But, Brian Paulus, he did everything right there. It's just Steve Kinzer was able to stay with him and put that slide job on him.
And Delansky passes him into second. Trying to come back, Paulus. Hold down third, young man, as Steve Kinzer comes around turn 4 on the final lap. The checkers are waving for Kinzer. Oh, a smart win for Kinzer. Delansky in back of Kinzer in second place, and Paulus nails down third. Schaefer in fourth, and Pittman rounds out the top 5. And Lasowski in 6th. Walker in 7th. He came all the way from the last row, Brad, to 7th place in this preliminary feature. McMahon, Sides, and Jacobs rounding out the top 10. The top rookies, Craig Kinzer. He's in 11th, just in front of Allard, number 12. From the dirt track at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, it's the World of Outlaws. More coming up in a moment. Welcome back to the dirt track at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Art Ekman and Brad Doty bringing you the action. Let's get down to the track. Number 92, Andy Forsberg from Northern California. He's alongside of Brian Brown out of Missouri. In row 2, Sean Becker from Chico, California. And number 20, Danny Lasowski, who set a new track record earlier just moments ago. And we're set to go. Brian Brown gets the good break. Number 92, Forsberg, and Lasowski are battling it out for second place. Brown looks like changing an engine might have helped this guy.
Yeah, that guy last night, they got involved in a crash, had the front axle bent, really struggled in their heat race and struggled all night long after that.
There you see some of the other cars: Dennis Moore, Randy Hannigan, Mike Faria, Roger Crockett, and Jonathan Allard. Our leader, Brian Brown from Higginsville, Missouri.
Remember, that's Danny Lasowski who's running second at this point. That's his nephew, Brian Brown, out front.
Isn't that amazing? Lasowski posting a 13.719 second time, a new track record, which would be over about 131 miles an hour. Top 5 cars make the transfer into the main event.
Right now, Hannigan's in 6th spot. He's out of that transfer spot, desperately wanting to get in there. There's Brian Brown again. Nice
Hannigan
job.
just moved into the 5 spot with a good pass, and we go back to our leader, Brown.
See if Danny's on the bottom. Yeah, Lasowski on that bottom groove. He's closing a little bit on his nephew there. I don't know at this rate if Brian just keeps his nose clean and does what he's doing. I don't know if Danny can catch him.
Sean Becker trying desperately to get back into that last transfer spot as Brian Brown just lengthens his lead. Here's the transfer spot right there. Hannigan and Brian Brown right behind him. There's the green lettered Brown, number 23.
Actually, that's Sean Becker, I believe, the 23. Brian.
Yeah, that's what I meant, Becker.
Yeah, Brian Brown. That's Brian Brown there. Nice lead. Doing what he has to do.
There's Becker. The checker flag is out. Lasowski coming back for his second place. And Brian Brown, he wins it. We're getting about set now for our second heat of action. The old track record holder for one lap at 130.548 miles an hour, Shane Stewart, is on the pole along with Jason Sowald. And we're underway with heat number 2. Craig Kinzer, Schatz, Sides, Hodson, Myers, Walker, and Davey Kay in this particular heat. Breaking out in front, Shane Stewart. Shane Stewart, number 4, and that's Craig Kinzer right behind him. He's leading the race for the Kevin Goldbrick Rookie of the Year award.
And their shots slid out. Let Hodgson get under him in 3 and 4. Donnie Schatz having a terrible weekend. They've had engine trouble. They destroyed a car last night. Engine trouble again tonight.
It was amazing because he was the first, number 15, the yellow car. He was the first to break the lap track record tonight. And then he went back and changed engines.
Yeah, they've been smoking. Having a smoking problem out of that engine. As you said, track record, then change the engine, and the very next car out, Danny Lasowski broke his track record. But right now he's in a transfer spot, so things are looking up a little better for that Schatz team.
Brad, the track conditions are leading to some great speeds here tonight as we take a look at our leader. And that's Shane Stewart. Shane Stewart's getting a battle now from Craig. Craig Kinzer, the son of Steve Kinzer.
Craig, one of the rookies now. He's going to the inside right there, but it's slick right in the middle, but he missed it. He stayed right on the bottom where he needed to be. Just, if he could get back underneath of him going into turn 1. Oh, he slipped up just a little bit there. Turn 1 is a little better right now. If you watch when they go into turn 3, it's a little black right through the middle.
Schatz is holding off Sowald for 3rd.
That's our transfer spot, the 8 car right there. Hodgson is the 5th and final transfer car right now.
And Sides is behind him trying to get into a transfer situation as the white flag comes out. Heat number 2, still a battle for first place as Craig Kinzer picks up the action.
Now you see Shane Stewart moved down to the bottom right there that time. But he left the door open. Let's see if Craig Kinzer can run.
Kinzer, does he have enough push? Yes, Craig Kinzer wins it in a great battle. Oh, baby.
Yeah, it's a pretty good win. I mean, Shane Stewart, he's about one of the fastest out there right now, and keeping Donnie behind me. And there's a lot of good